Hello, everyone. Tis I, Latara Venice, soul care provider, the founder of Color Your Soul, and also the strategist over at Soul and Heart in Business. Soul care provider, either way it goes, because it's all about taking care of your soul. So I was live a little bit earlier, messed up, starting again. Hey, that's life, right? What are we talking about this week for Soul and Heart Thursday? Well, we're talking about soul care in three areas of your business. And I'm not talking about soul care with your money. I'm not talking about soul care with your products. And in a way, I'm not talking about soul care with your services. What I'm talking about is soul care in three main areas of your life, of your business. These are areas that need to be nurtured, they need to be tended to regularly, they need to be evaluated, they need to be surveyed. They need to be cared for so that you, as a business owner, have a healthy business from the inside out. So, what are these three areas? These three areas are you, your team, and those you serve, are your field of service, right? You can't just manage a team as a kingdom focused entrepreneur, right? As someone who's trying to do this thing God's way, or maybe you're just like, I just want to do this thing with some integrity. I want to do this thing the right way. Maybe for you, but when you do it with integrity and dignity, you're doing it God's way anyway. Okay. So maybe you're someone who you really want to kind of do this thing in a way that's glorifying to God and that also serves those that you work with, who work for you, and those that you are also serving, your customers. Sometimes we see our customers as just a dollar figure, but they're more than that. They are people. And as believers, we are to be the hands and feet of Jesus in all that we do, even in how we run business, right? So the reason why I say soul care is because soul care works with the emotions, the will, the mind, all of those things are involved in soul care. And my goal is to really help you or to help your thoughts and emotions partner together for your success and not your demise. And that's a heart work. It's not just a mind work. I know people say mind over matter, but really it's the soul that matters the most because it is the soul, is the heart, it is the seat of who you are where God will do the work. And He is interested in your business being kingdom focused, not just having kingdom principles, but kingdom focused, kingdom aligned. You can have kingdom principles and not be kingdom aligned. In order to be kingdom aligned, you have to be going the way of the master. You have to behave like Jesus. Your character has to begin to match his. We must exhibit the fruit of the spirit. This is not just about skipping over your team and going to your customer because your team helps to make your business. So you have to not just take care of you have to also make sure that your team is well cared for and that you're valuing them and that they're not just getting training, but they're getting the proper training. You also want to make sure that they're able to give the same type of service to your customer that you want your customer to receive. Right. At the same time, you want to make sure that the customer understands that the adage or the thought of the customer always being right may not necessarily be so when your team members are degraded or put down by someone who you call a customer. So you have to make sure that there's balance in all of that. But you are the key here, so you have to take care of you too. What are you doing on a daily basis to tend to your emotions? What are you doing on a daily basis to tend to the emotions of your team members? You know that one that comes into work and they have a nasty attitude and you're ready to fire them, but you haven't stopped to figure out what's going on. Or you don't have an open door policy where they can come and talk to you and maybe you pray with them. I said that. You pray with them, right? One of I know a gentleman who he prays with his workers every morning before they go out into the field. He works with them and he prays with them and if they have issue, he tries to figure out how can I help them because he knows that if they come to work imbalanced and discombobulated because their emotions are all over the place, they won't be the work will be affected. They won't be as effective or efficient as they can be. So you want to make sure to check in not just on you, but on them as well too. And you want to make sure that when your customer, your client, whoever it is at your service, who you're servicing, wherever they enter into the door, be it virtually or physically, that there is a customer service protocol that exhibits God's love, God's grace, and God's mercy. That's very important, right? And it's the same all the way across. Just like you would want someone to give you grace and you give mercy and all of those things over to your customers and over to your team members. So, in your business planning, in your structuring of doing this thing God's way, you want to make sure that there is a service portal or service model. How do I serve myself emotionally? How do I serve my clients emotionally, my customers emotionally, my team emotionally? And let me say this, it doesn't mean that we bleed all over each other, but it does mean that we understand that as kingdom people, there is relationship here and relationship matters. And so that's what this whole piece about soul care is about. It's not about you just allowing people to be any kind of way, but about you really learning to tend to who they are inside and out. Take some time to look at your current business model and ask yourself, is my business model exhibiting Christ, especially in the service area? Is my business model, the customer service model of my business, is it exhibiting Christ? Do I have a team care focus? Do I have someone who comes in and talks to my team? You don't have to be the one to do all the work to try and keep them emotionally balanced. As a matter of fact, you shouldn't be. There are coaches, there are soul care providers like me, there are soul care practitioners like the women and men that I'm training up to know how to do this healing thing the right way, even in business. Learn how to bring somebody in, learn how to have a team environment where there is relationship being built and there's camaraderie and there's love, and you don't just say you family, but you breathe like your family too. You move like your family too, right? But make sure it's healthy family, not unhealthy. You want to make sure that there are boundaries set that that people can't cross in the different areas, right? And dealing with you and dealing with your team and dealing with your customers. You want to make sure that there are boundaries set all the way around there and that there is care in each area. Three areas you must take care of in business: you, your team, and your client or customer. So, this is Latara Venice. I hope this was good for you. Hey, do you have a question? Put it in the comments and I will answer it on as a matter of fact, it helps me to come up with content for doing this on Thursdays. But I have plenty of it too. So I'll see you guys next week. That is a promise. Be blessed. Bye bye.